You know, for decades, pancreatic cancer has been one of the toughest, most lethal diseases out there because it's just so good at outsmarting our best treatments. But what if we finally found a way to corner it? A really groundbreaking new study might have done just that, uncovering a strategy to shut down the cancer's escape routes one by one. Okay, let's get into this. So this is the big question, right? It's the one that has been stumping researchers for years. We come up with a drug that works, we see the tumor start to shrink, and then, almost like clockwork, the cancer comes roaring back. It's this incredibly frustrating and deadly cycle. But to break it, you first have to understand the cancer's playbook. And get this is the timeline we are up against. In most cases, it takes just 30 to 60 days for pancreatic cancer to figure out a new drug and become resistant. That is an unbelievably short window, and it just shows you how fast this cancer can adapt to survive. It's that speed that makes it so scary. So this really sets the stage for our whole story. It isn't just that pancreatic cancer is aggressive. It's that it's a master of evolution. It always seems to be one step ahead of our best therapies. So let's break down exactly how it pulls that off. Okay, so at the very heart of most pancreatic cancers, there's this one single fundamental problem, a faulty internal switch. I want you to imagine a light switch in your house that's just busted. It's permanently stuck in the on position. That is basically what's happening inside these cancer cells. There's a signal that's constantly screaming at them, grow, divide, survive, no matter what. So what exactly is this faulty switch? Well, let's meet the main culprit in this whole story. It's a protein called KRAS. And for our purposes, you can just think of it as the main engine that's driving this cancer cell forward. See, in a normal, healthy cell, the KRAS protein is a good citizen. It turns on, it turns off, it responds to signals telling the cell when it's the right time to grow. But in pancreatic cancer, there's a mutation, and that mutation causes this KRAS engine to get jammed in the on state. The gas pedal is just floored, nonstop, pushing the cell to multiply like crazy. Now, the first move for researchers was pretty logical. If the engine is stuck on, we gotta find a way to shut it off. So they developed these really smart drugs called KRAS inhibitors. They're designed to hunt down only the mutated cancerous KRAS protein and block it. Basically, turn that engine off. And at first, it works. It works perfectly. The cancer stops growing. But, and you probably knew a but was coming, this is where the cancer shows us its first trick. Just when it looks like it's been stopped, it finds a way to restart its own engine. The victory doesn't last long because the cancer has a really clever workaround. So how does the cancer cell even know it's being attacked? This part is fascinating. When the drug blocks that KRAS engine, the cell's internal sensors just notice that everything's gone quiet. The cell doesn't know it's being treated with the drug, it just thinks its communication system, its antennas on the outside, aren't picking up any growth signals anymore. And its solution is pretty ingenious, actually. If you think you're not getting a good signal on your phone, what do? You try to find a better signal. The cancer cells does something similar. It starts a frantic process to build and install way more signal receptors on its surface. This whole process is called EGFR upregulation. Basically, this cell just covers its surface with these EGF receptors, these antennas. Now, with so many new antennas, it becomes super sensitive. It can pick up even the faintest little growth signals floating around it. This flood of new signals just overwhelms the drug, the KRAS engine kicks back on, and just like that, the cancer is back in business. Okay, so the researchers see this new escape route, and they make their next move. It's like a chess match. If the cancer is using these new antennas to get around the first drug, then the next logical step is to block both the engine and the antennas at the same time. And again, this two-drug combo works. By hitting both KRAS and EGFR at once, they shut down the cancer's main growth pathways. The tumor stops growing and starts to shrink. It really seems like checkmate this time. But the cancer has another, even sneakier trick up its sleeve. This is where things get really weird. The cancer cells, they stop dividing. But they don't actually die. They just wait. They go into this stubborn, dormant survival mode, almost like a hibernating bear, just waiting for the attack to stop. And this created a whole new puzzle. What was keeping these cells alive when their main growth engines were totally shut down? The answer, which the researchers in this new study finally figured out, was a completely separate survival system. This thing had nothing to do with growth. Its only job was to prevent death. They had found the cancer's hidden backup generator. One of the researchers described it in this just perfect way. He said it was like finding an orthogonal engine hiding in a barn somewhere. You'd think you've shut down the main power plant for the whole city, but you had no idea there was this secret generator that could kick on and keep the lights on, just enough to survive. This backup generator is a pathway called STAT3. And the most important thing to understand here is that this pathway doesn't make the cancer grow. It doesn't make it spread. Its one and only job is survival. When the main KRAS and EGFR engines are blocked, the cell panics and flips the switch on this STAT3 generator, just to stay alive. And that discovery led to the big breakthrough moment. If the cancer has a main engine, an escape route with more antennas, and a hidden backup generator, what happens if you block all three at the exact same time? This is the final decisive move. So the researchers put this three-pronged attack to the test in a mouse study. They used one drug, daraxonrasib, to shut down the main KRAS engine. They used a second drug, afantabutib, to block all those extra EGFR antennas. And then they used a third experimental compound, SD36, to finally switch off that STAT3 backup generator. With absolutely nowhere left to run, the results were just dramatic. The main engine was off. The escape route was blocked. The backup generator was disconnected. With every single one of its survival tricks neutralized, the cancer cell finally did what it was supposed to do all along. It died. The results in the mouse models were a complete success. The tumors didn't just shrink. They regressed completely. And amazingly, they showed zero signs of developing resistance for over 200 days.
I mean, let's just put that into perspective for a second. We've gone from a world where resistance shows up in 1 to 2 months to a potential future where resistance might be held off for the better part of a year, maybe even longer. This is a monumental shift.
Now, it is really important to be clear here. This is a study in mice. We are not at a human cure just yet. But what this is a massive proof of concept. It proves that pancreatic cancer's complicated resistance isn't invincible after all. It can be outsmarted. The combo was also well tolerated, and it gives us a powerful roadmap for what future clinical trials in people could look like.
And all this leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. This study didn't just uncover the playbook for pancreatic cancer, it revealed a whole new strategy. Could targeting the main engine, the escape routes, and the hidden survival generators all at once, could that be the key to finally checkmating other super difficult cancers too? This research definitely opens that very exciting door.